Okay, so Ipswich Town were relegated from the Premier League last season after back-to-back promotions. But this might just help them out in the long run. They have lost their star striker in Liam Delap, but that's it. Most of the squad has stayed together and Super Mckenna is still at the wheel. Today, we are rebuilding Ipswich with a twist. We are only allowed to sign players that have English nationality. We are looking to outclass the money of the Premier League using homegrown talent only. So without further ado, let's get into it and see if we can turn the mighty town to Premier League winners. And here we are then on Football Manager in the updated database where Ipswich were relegated from the Premier League, finishing down in 19th place. But as mentioned, they've done a very good job at keeping hold of a lot of their star players. Now, I'm going to start this off very quickly by saying this rebuild has taken me about 2 weeks to simulate due to go on holiday, etc. So a couple of the recent signings like Cedric Capre and others are not in this Ipswich team. So apologies for that. But we are now starting off with this Mckenna tactic, which I've managed to create myself, and of course the team that Ipswich have got in real life currently, other than a few extra little signings. But the goal of this rebuild is very simple: to get back into this competition, the English Premier League, and top of the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea, while only using English players, which is going to be very, very difficult. Looking at the salary per annum, Ipswich is currently sitting around 24. The top are 10 times higher than that. Now, I highly doubt we're ever going to get above sort of 100, 150 million. So we're going to have to use these Mckenna tactics, which, as I said, I have created and will be available to the legends that support on Patreon. I'll get into that in a little bit. And of course, a bit of tactical nous, a bit of youth building through the Ipswich system and trying to find the best English talent before they become worth £200 million and, you know, go on to move to Arsenal, Liverpool, etc. We need to find them younger. We need to find them ready to play for Ipswich, and especially this first season in the Championship. And straight away, this team is good enough to get promoted, but I am going to make some big changes. I want to bring in a star new striker, maybe a couple of new defenders, maybe a new goalkeeper, and possibly some new defensive midfielders as well. And I'm going to look into some of the best young English talent around to try and get that done. Now, this challenge sounds like something you're going to enjoy. Make sure you're smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel. Around 75% of you that are watching right now are not subscribed. And if we're looking to get 20k subscribers by FM27, 6 even, not FM27, I need your help and subscribe to the channel so we can make it. Now, I'm going to go ahead, make some transfers and start to fix this Ipswich team. My first signing is some experience. Ben Mee joins the club as a rotational centre-back from Brentford after his contract being finished. He is someone that knows how to get out of the Championship and stay in the Premier League. And if he stays here for 1 year, 2 years, absolutely fine. He's on 30k a week, which is a little bit too much in the Championship, but he does really bring that real leadership at centre-back. Comes in as a vice-captain straight away, and for me is one of the perfect players to help us get promoted this year. Next up is another player released from Brentford. It's Josh Da Silva, a very energetic 6-foot-tall midfielder who's a decent Premier League player already. He's very well-rounded, can do all the jobs, getting the ball back, knocking it forward, displaying that range of passing as well, and I hope he's going to be a super midfielder for us. And then our first signing of any value, it's goalkeeper Anthony Patterson. Now, yes, this is probably a little bit unrealistic. He's got promoted with Sunderland in real life, and I've snatched him back down to the Championship with Ipswich. But he is a young English goalkeeper with a lot of potential to grow into. So I'm not really going for realism. We're looking to win the Premier League with English-only players. I'm not sure that's ever going to happen again. So we're going to go for it straight away. Anthony Patterson joins the club as the starting goalkeeper. We have 2 more free transfers, and this one I think is a very clever one. It's Harry Toffolo joining from Nottingham Forest on a free deal. It's not that exciting. We've got Super Leaf Davis at left back. He's going nowhere, and Toffolo can come in as his backup. And Max Waltman is my next one as a rotational striker, released from Oxford United, or potentially Liverpool, was on loan at Oxford United. Very good, very young, good potential, decent finishing, good bravery, good play off the left, right, cam, and striker, and very much comes in as a rotation. And finally, the striker that's actually going to lead the line for us this season is Ellis Sims. We're getting him with the move away from Coventry. This guy has torn up the Championship for the last 2 or 3 seasons and just fell short every single time with Coventry. We're bringing him here to Ipswich. He's not going to fall short this time. The 6-foot striker with good speed, good finishing ability, and real determination is going to make a massive difference to the front line of this Ipswich side. I'm not sure he's ever going to be a Premier League starting striker, but for getting us out of the Championship, he's proved he can get us most of the way there with what he'd done with Coventry already. We just need to build the team around him to get us promoted. And then in terms of outgoings, there has been a fair few. We have Chidozie Ogbene leaving, Nathan Broadhead, Alex Palmer, Samoto Boniface leaving for £4 million to Brentford, which seems like a great deal for us. Ali Akmadi, Connor Townsend, Elkin Baggett, Jared Wambo, Connor Chaplin's gone out on loan to Bristol, Ryan Carr. We also have David Button and Kieran Slicker both leaving as backup goalkeepers. So the squad is much cleared out, and we're really looking to see if we can build a dynasty here, starting off straight away. So this is your Ipswich side, and we are now going to go through the tactic and some of these star players here at Ipswich. Now, of course, in goal, Anthony Patterson, brand new, sweeper keeper on support, very basic. At right back, I really don't know who I'm going to start. We're going to talk about Harry Clark first of all. Very good right back, around 24 years of age. I'm pretty sure he's bold in real life, so my face back is a little bit out of date. But a very, very good defender and can also get forward as well. But in terms of defensive stats, he is top tier. I've got him as a fullback on support, cross more often, shoot it often, and stay wider. But it could be Ben Johnson that starts in that role as well. Equally as good defensively, also as good going forwards. Both very similar ages. It's going to be a battle to see who starts in that position. Moving on to centre-back, we have Wolfie, Luke Wolfington as the right centre-back. Ball-playing defender, pass it shorter, dribble less, and tackle harder. And next to him is Jacob Greaves, joining Ipswich last season from Hull City. A very good left-sided centre-back who, if we need to transition into a slightly more defensive system, can also play as a left back as well. Our two backups, Dara O'Shea and Ben Mee. For me, that's fantastic because I'd happily play Dara O'Shea for 46 games in the Championship. I'd happily play Ben Mee for 30 odds. So we've got 4 really good centre backs, 2 really good right backs. And as I said, at left back, we have probably the best left back in the league, potentially in the game, because his stats are outrageous. He is going to grab 20 assists every season. It's Leif Davis. He's an absolute joke on FM. 16 crossing, good pace, good goal going forward, and I'm very excited to see what he can do. Wing back on attack, cross more often, dribble more, stay wider, tackle harder, and the backup to him, as mentioned, is Harry Toffolo. So a very good rotation in there. In DM, the slightly man going forward, it's Josh Da Silva, defensive midfielder on support. I am training him to play in the DM role. Dribble less, shoot less, but get further forwards, close down more, and tackle harder. I'm not asking him to do too much fancy stuff. Get in the box as a box crasher. Make sure people don't have often space to get into, and Josh Da Silva will be a dominator in DM. And next to him is captain Sam Morsey. I don't know if Sam Morsey's left in real life. There is a chance he has. Now I've said his name, I think he might have left and possibly gone to Saudi. I could be completely wrong about that. 16 tackling, 15 first touch, good on the ball, great leadership, and is very much a mainstay of that Ipswich side. I actually think he's gone. I am correct. He has gone and joined Kuwait SC. Now, as I mentioned, this simulation started about 2 weeks ago, so apologies, that is not exactly correct. But for the start of this rebuild, he's going to be in DM. But the players we've got behind could very easily overtake. We have got Jack Taylor and Cameron Humphreys. Now, Cameron Humphreys is someone that I'm very excited about. Pass it shorter, tackle harder on that deep line playmaker. Suits exactly what he does, but he can also play in that DM role because of his 18 natural fitness, his 16 balance, and his great defensive stats. He can certainly go up there and win the ball, while Super Jackie Taylor can get the ball ticking a little bit. Less ideal to play every single game, but certainly can do a job. Now onto the wing positions. Amari Hutchinson. I don't know if he's going to move to Brentford or not to replace Brian Mbuemo, but as things stand, as of now, he is an Ipswich Town player, and he is our left inside forward on attack. Shoot more, roam more, tackle harder. Here, that position is built for Amari Hutchinson to become a superstar. And on the right-hand side, Jaden Philogene. He's pretty good as well, isn't he? Supreme speed, great dribbling, great flair. There's like a Rabana goal we scored a couple of years ago at Hull, and he has been a superstar. And I think he's going to really progress this season in the Championship with Ipswich, and then come into the Premier League as a pretty decent player next year. In that cam role, I have still got Super Sammy Smosticks in that cam role. 17 determination, good acceleration and speed, great work rate, plays in that advanced playmaker role really well, roam for position, moving the channels and close down more. And of course, Ellis Sims up front, being that striker, being that big, tall, strong striker. Exactly like Liam Delap was, I want Ellis Sims to come in and be that guy. Dribble more, shoot more, close down more, tackle harder. A real aggressor in the front line. The backups in our wing positions, well, it's Wes Burns, very good Championship winger, and Jack Clark, also fantastic championship winger. I am also keeping Mendel Aduwu in the squad this season. He's got great dribbling and great flair and could become a top tier talent for us. And our backup striker is going to be George Hurst, staying at the club. And that is your Ipswich 22 for the 25-26 season in the Championship. Now, I will be very, very surprised if we don't get promoted this season. The media want us to win promotion. I want us to win the league. We are battling with Leicester to win the title. You can see they've got Fatawu, Winks, and Ndidi in the first team. We've got Davis and Philogene. We've also got Southampton hot on our heels with the likes of Sheffield United and Birmingham in 5th place. That is crazy how good they rate Birmingham. Fair play. Wrexham down in 22nd. Could be signing Christian Eriksen in real life. What on earth is happening there? And Charlton down in bottom place. But this should be a very fun season. I always like managing in the Championship. And if we can get some of them young players really progressing straight away this season, we'll be able to go into the Premier League next year on really good form and hopefully stay there. That's the goal. So first up, let's go and win promotion. Well, I hope this isn't the first time we get to see Ipswich Town at Carrow Road absolutely bully Norwich. This game, yeah, if you're a Norwich fan, I'd probably look away. If you're an Ipswich fan, I'd probably pop the champers because this is going to be an incredible watch. Jayden Philogene scoring straight away, and then Norwich panicking under that Ipswich press, and Ellis Sims making it 2-0 in 20 minutes. It is 54 on the clock. Philogene and Ben Johnson linking up. Humphreys on the ball, drives inside, beats his man, and hits an absolute screamer into the top corner, which would make him an Ipswich legend straight away. Davis then finds Humphreys once again, back out on the left to Davis, gets the ball onto the byline, low and hard. Sammy Smosniks is there for 4-0, and Howe is a 5th. 65th minute, Ben Mee, Humphreys, Hutchinson, the beautiful one-touch football, and Super Sammy goes through once again for 5-0 at Carrow Road. There's not really a better way to kick off this rebuild than watching Ipswich Town batter Norwich 5-0. And the season actually started in electric fashion as well. We won every single game in August. I didn't carry on for the whole season, but for August it was very, very fun. In September there was a loss against Watford and a draw against Coventry, while in October it was unbeaten month with 2 draws. Sadly in November we lost to Oxford, drew to Preston and drew to Stoke, which all feel like games we should have won. But you can see as we're going through here, just the amount of goals we are scoring. The 5 against Norwich, the 6 against QPR, and even right at the start, the 4 against Middlesbrough. We were a goal scoring force and teams did not know how to stop us. The only team that really seems to have our number was Leicester City, managed by Ralph Hasenhüttl. And sadly for us, they were the team that pipped the title in the Championship, but we are going to come in 2nd place on 94 points, which is very good, but Leicester with 111, a little bit too good. Sadly, Leicester are a dominating side in this year's game and managed to win the league. 3rd place was Watford on 85, so there was never really any worry that we weren't going to get promoted, and they get promoted as well, which is cool to see. Oxford, Birmingham, Middlesbrough and Watford in the playoffs. Pretty cool. Nice little playoff for Pompey, Stoke and Preston all getting relegated. You can see here in terms of the goals, Ellis Sims, joint top goal scorer with Kiefer Moore. 31 goals overall. A very good first season for Ellis Sims. And then you see Leif Davis, average rating 7.5. Player of the matches 11. Assists 25. How does a man get 25 assists in one season? Well, you call him Leaf and he's surnamed Davis, and that's exactly what he does. A 7.45 average rating overall. Ridiculous. He is so good on FM, and we have built the formation exactly how Ipswich tend to play in real life. Kieran Mckenna likes to get the ball down the left, Murray Hutchinson drifting inside, and Leif Davis just dominating that left-hand flank. And he's pretty damn good at it here on FM too. The thing that I do like to see is that we are still not spending a crazy amount of money. Now, obviously, this is only the first season, but after being relegated from the Premier League, you think there's a lot of money that is going to be spent to get us promoted. We actually only spent £13 million, raised over 32 in terms of outgoings, and our salary is over half less than Leicester. We are around the likes of Sheffield United, Sunderland, Norwich, Middlesbrough, and we have just got 2nd place on 94 points. And financially, well, we're now very, very rich. The parachute payments of getting relegated and then getting promoted have helped massively. We have £75 million in the bank. The balance is sitting at £39 million to spend on transfers, and we have another £300,000 we can spend on wage budget. But remember, I'm only allowed to sign English players. And the way that I am doing this in terms of the scouting, you can see I was initially looking at younger players, but we were also able to just go 15 to 36 and have partial English nationality. Yes, we are going partial nationality rather than having to be listed as English. There's many players out there that has changed nationality due to having dual nationalities, which are also English. So we'll be having partial English nationality. And the options out there are pretty damn good. And I'm excited to see what we can get out of this list. I want to try and get them players that are dominating the championship in real life, that we could hopefully see join Ipswich and take that next level with the club as well as the players themselves. And then hopefully in the next 3 or 4 seasons, try and find some of the best wonder kids coming through that are regens and poach them before the big clubs get them. Get your comments in down below how many seasons you think this is going to take for me to win Ipswich the Premier League using English only signings. With HSV, it took me 9 seasons and they were already in the Bundesliga. But we did have to try and topple Bayern Munich. So get your guesses in down below for Ipswich Town. Now, first of all, let's try and do a career revival. Dele Alli is joining Ipswich. I know, it's a bit of a random one, but he's only cost me £700,000 and he's on £16,000 a week in terms of wages. And I'm going to look to train Dele Alli into being a defensive midfielder as that deep lying playmaker. He didn't play a single game at Como last season. I find that hard to believe. But for £700,000, Dele Alli, there is real talent in there. We all know it. It's just harnessing that talent and getting it back out. And I think we can do that by making him a defensive midfielder, giving him less responsibility in the attack, but using that flair and that ball-playing ability to really try and unlock teams from the deep-lying playmaker role. And my next signing is one that I'm very excited about. It's Faustino Alongerin coming in from Empoli. Now, this guy has always been a very good, easy, cheap wonder kid on FM coming in from Chelsea. That's changed here on FM24, especially with updates, because he is now at Empoli after going to Torino on loan, and he has come through the Chelsea Academy, and he has done really well over in the top flight of Italy, and I'm looking to bring him in. He's cost me £13 million, but he's 6'2", he's got good speed, and he's great going forward. Next up is the £3.9 million signing of Lee Buchanan, coming in to be the backup to Leif Davis, as Harry Toffolo was only on a 1-year deal. Lee Buchanan, top-tier young left-back, can very much fill in when Leif Davis needs a night off, and he's only 24 and cost me £3.9 million. Eric Dyer is my next signing. We're not going just wonder kids here. You saw that from the Ben Mee signing. Well, Eric Dyer is our new Ben Mee. Cost me £2.9 million after his move to AS Monaco, and he's so good defensively. He is such a leader, and he's got great determination. It's the exact sort of player you need going into the Premier League. At right back, we've gone and signed Jayden Bogle to see if he can take that starting right back position and be a little bit more aggressive going forward on that right hand side as well. He's come in for Leeds for £5 million and is unreal going forward, decent defensively, and has got great speed. And finally, I have signed a striker that has a very different profile but can rotate with Ellis Sims. It's Edia Nketiah coming in from Crystal Palace. Supreme speed. We know that with him, but it's harnessing that consistency to make him a top tier goal scorer. He's got 13 finishing, 14 composure, good determination, but it's about the speed. And on FM, with 2 different strikers, Ellis Sims being that big aggressive striker, and Edia Nketiah in the 60th minute coming on with that speed, could be a massive, massive influence for us this season. And that means that the team is looking a little bit like so. As mentioned, Dele Alli in that deep-lying playmaker role with De Silva sitting next to him. Philogene, Angerin, Hutchinson and Sims make up the front 4. Davis, Dyer, O'Shea and Bogle, the backup defence. And Patterson in goal. We've still got Ben Johnson, Wolfenden, Greaves and Buchanan as a top tier defence. Sam Morsey and Humphreys still here as the backup DMs. Burns, Smosdix, Jack Clark and Nketiah as the backup attackers. This season's going to be tough. I am not going to lie. We've got a lot of championship level players that are probably not ready for the Premier League. We're going to have to attempt to do the unthinkable. And that's kind of what we're doing here at Ipswich. Let's be real. We're currently sitting 19th place in the media prediction, 2 places away from safety. It's the 3 going up that are predicted to be the 3 relegated. Let's try and break that streak and finally have a team from the Championship stay up. Well, last season, Leicester got the better of us on both games. this season. We beat them 5-2 and 5-1 away from home in 2 dominating victories, showing we had gone clear of them teams which got promoted with us from the Championship. We managed to finish this season in 14th place in the Premier League. A very good season in terms of safety, but not a lot to shout about in terms of highlights, etc. One of them seasons that we needed to stay safe in the Premier League, and we got the job done, hitting that magic 40 points tally, and apparently a very aggressive team. Morsley 13 yellows, Dele Alli 12 and Ben Johnson 11. Now let's talk about the team, because there were some top tier performers. Eddie Nketiah 18 goals this season, Jaden Philogene 19 goal contributions, and Faustino Aronjin with 14 as well. In terms of average rating, Philogene nearly got that 7 average rating. Josh Da Silva a 6.95. Wes Burns when he plays was top tier. Jaden Bogle only played 3 games but was good when he did, and Ellis Sims off the bench as the backup to Eddie Nketiah. Not quite the way round I expected it to happen, but still done well when he played. Dele Alli, I want to talk about him. I really want to revive his career in FM one day. I never quite managed to do it. In the match engine, he's always really not good enough. A 6.64 here, and he played 35 games, got 5 goal contributions, played as that deep lying playmaker, and his stats really suit it. He's good defensively, well, good enough to play in a 2. Really good on the ball, great flair determination, just not that quick. And I think that's something that I love to see change on FM26. Pace doesn't need to be everything. And I feel like here, especially with Dele Alli, I don't know what it is. I can never get him to have more than like a 6.6, 6.7 average rating for a season, which is a real shame, because I'd love to get him to be like a Ballon d'Or winner one day. But sadly, that's not going to happen here on FM this season. I'm probably not going to carry on locking him into that DM position. It was a nice little experiment. It was fun to see him play in the Premier League for a full season and do a decent enough job. But if we are looking to take that next step, we probably can't be doing that with Dele Alli in DM. In terms of our striking options, Eddie Nketiah, of course, brilliant this season. Murray Hutchinson was decent, but only a 6.61. Again, just not that good on FM. I don't know what it is, because he's got decent speed, good dribbling, etc. Just doesn't seem to hit the heights on FM that he could do in real life, which is a bit of a shame. But the team is shaping out very well. Patterson doing a good enough job in goal. Defence doing really well. DM's doing decent. Cam's doing really well. And Philogene, I mean, the real progressor in this side. Not quite made his England debut yet. Is now wanted by Al Ahly. And it's going to be hard to keep him if they offer. But I would like to see Philogene stay for this entire rebuild. I think he's got the ability and the room to grow to be a very good Premier League winger for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And I hope he can be here for that entire rebuild. From here, we're going to sort of go a little bit quicker. We've done the foundations, we've stayed up in the Premier League, and now we are looking to become a top tier side. It is going to take some time, probably 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons. So let's see how we rebuild Ipswich until we win the Premier League. To take them next step, we need to spend some serious money. So Adam Wharton has joined the club from Leeds United after leaving Crystal Palace, and he is probably going to be in this team forever. He is an absolute joke. He has cost me £32.5 million, and he is going to be the mainstay in DM. And hopefully for many years, next to him will be ball-playing midfielder Hayden Hackney, signed from Watford after leaving from Middlesbrough. Now, Hayden Hackney, I tried to get last season. He chose Watford over us, who then got relegated. So I picked him up on his release clause and done the exact same with Ronnie Edwards as well. Another young English centre-back. The exact same happened with Hayden Hackney. Tried to get him, chose Watford, got relegated. Don't worry, lads, you can come to Ipswich and become Premier League players. And finally, we signed Jamie Bino Gittins from Chelsea, as he's not progressed there at all. He's cost me just £22 million, has electric speed, great dribbling and flair, and is hopefully going to add a lot to the wing positions. And them signings made a massive difference to this season. The way we played was unbelievable. We have taken that next step already, and I did not expect to say that. This is a normal Premier League game against Brighton. Adam Wharton on the ball finds Hayden Hackney, a ball through to Sammy Smosdicks for 2-0 against Brighton in 56 minutes. But we're not going to just show you a random 2-0 game, are we? Because Jamie Gittins finds Leif Davis attacking down the left-hand side, a ball in the box, and Nketiah is there before the fourth and final goal is going to come from brand new signing Jamie Bino Gittins. Sammy finds the silver into Wharton, Gittins touch, round his man, puts it in to the top corner for a demolition of Brighton, a 4-0 victory. But there was something better that happened this season. We had a big game at Wembley against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final. And Nicholas Jackson got Chelsea off to the perfect start with a 1-0 lead. But we've got a backup striker who just knows how to score goals and is a pressing god. It's Ellis Sims. He makes it 1-1 in the 61st minute and the game fizzled out from there, went straight to penalties. Super Dele Alli scored our first. Of course, Cole Palmer scored their first, but it was after Sami Smosdic scored for us. Chelsea with Erkan Kukucu missed the penalty, which made Ipswich Carabao Cup winners. And that is an absolute dub because you can see we finished 11th place in the Premier League, but have managed to get Europa Conference League football. 11th place, 50 points, is a massive improvement on last season while winning a cup competition. So a huge, huge season. Them 4 signings were fantastic. I mean, looking through the average rating wise, Wharton a 6.89, Hayden Hackney a 6.85, Ronnie Edwards a 6.84, and finally Jamie Gittins a 6.79, but with 15 goal contributions. Goal scoring wise, Eddie Nketiah is dominating, but we are needing to slowly try and replace Sami Smosdic at this point. He has scored 11 goals, 2 assists, but is now 31 years of age. And I think to really manage to compete on the European stage, we need to sign a top tier cam. So welcoming the £62 million signing of Alex Scott. Yes, it's a big one, but he is one of the hottest prospects in England right now, playing at Bournemouth as a starter at 20 years of age. So here he is now at Ipswich after 102 games for Bournemouth, coming in to the Tractor Boys. Man City's new goalkeeper James Trafford also joins the club to replace Anthony Patterson as the club's number 1. And I am buzzing with this signing because we've locked in our goalkeeper position for the rest of the rebuild. Florian Balogun was my next signing. He is classed as American but has English nationality, which is a top tier signing because he is fantastic on FM with great speed, finishing and composure, great on both feet as well. He comes in for just £6 million. And my final big signing is Archie Brown, coming in from AA Ghent in Belgium. He is 6'3". He is a left back that can also play centre back and is going to be a fantastic rotation option throughout this rebuild. And this season, of course, after getting into the Conference League, we're going to find ourselves in a final, and this one was up against Villarreal. An electric goal there from Eddie Nketiah gave us the 1-goal lead, but Villarreal were a top tier side as well, and Nashi Univar scored to make it 1-1. Leif Davis with the throw-in finds Hayden Hackney back to Jacob Greaves, to Adam Wharton, to Hayden Hackney, a beautiful ball, and Jamie Gittins scores to make it 2-1, and an Adam Wharton free kick finished it off and made Ipswich champions of Europe. The Conference League, but an absolutely massive trophy to win. And you can see based on the match stats, we fully deserved it. We have built an attacking, young, exciting team. 15 shots to their 2. And I tell you what, I think we'll be going a long way in the next few years. But it is obvious that all them extra games in Europe certainly hurt us in the Premier League, finishing down in 13th, back on 43 points. But it's not the end of the world. We're in the Europa League next season, and that's a massive thing for the club. Now we were in Europa League football, we were able to go out there and sign some more big signings. So Noni Madueke was my next one, coming straight in from Chelsea before his move to Arsenal. £22.5 million, another supreme attacking winger. And why not sign Johnny Bones Stones from Leeds United? After going from Man City to PSG to Leeds, he now joins Ipswich and is back in the Europa League. And finally, Ainsley Maitland-Niles joins the club from Como for £7.5 million. Now the team, from when we last looked, is looking very, very different and looks absolutely fantastic, if I would say so myself. Trafford in goal, Ben Johnson, Ronnie Edwards and Johnny Bones Stones at centre-back with Leif Davis at left-back. Wharton and Hackney in DM is fantastic with Madueke, Jamie Gittins, Scott and Eddie Nketiah leading the line. The backups, I think, have taken a massive improvement over the last few seasons as well. Anthony Patterson, Maitland-Niles, Wolfenden, Greaves and Archie Brown, Angerin Humphreys, Jaden Philogene, Armstrong, Opakaflex, Omari Hutchinson and Florian Balogun. I'm a big fan of the team we've built. I've got to be honest. The actual starting 11 is fantastic. And the best thing, it is basically fully straight up English nationality. Faustino Anjorin has English part nationality and Nigerian. Sammy Smosdix, I believe, is the same. He could have just been here from the start. No, it is the same. Armstrong Flex the same. And Balogun the same. So we now have a fully English only side. And it is, I believe, season number 5. We're going into the Premier League, the Europa League, the FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup this season. And it seems like a big point where we can maybe go to the Champions League very soon. Now, we are in back-to-back European finals, but this one was nowhere near as easy as the Villarreal game. An early goal from Alex Scott gave us confidence, and we went 2-0 up as well, as Alex Scott was brought down in the box, but the ball fell to Adam Wharton, and we took advantage to make it 2-0. Now, this game was up against Real Sociedad, and they were no mean feat. A ball from Oscarson back to Arambu, finished off by Friggin, made it 2-1. And they were going down 3-1 as Madueke scores from the corner. But they are going to get back in this game eventually. 4-1, Jacob Greaves from the corner. And this is where the downfall starts to happen. A corner whipped in, Brais Mendes on the ball, backstick headed in by Sasha Lukic. They're going to get the ball again. Hubbard down the left-hand side. Maitland-Niles brings him down, but it drops to Sukic once again to find Brais Mendes for 4-3. Surely not. Surely not 4-4. Or is it going to be 5-3? Nketiah through to Sammy. 5-3. There's no way we bottle this. There's absolutely no way. Brais Mendes. Tirientes on the ball. Plays it through to Friggin. It's 5-4 in the 90th minute. We're not going to bottle this, are we? We're not going to bottle this, are we? Addison down the right-hand side, whips it into the box. Frickin's there. It hits the post, drops to Brais Mendes, 94th minute. But Ipswich don't know when to give up. The 97th minute in normal time, Sammy Smosdix. We spoke about replacing him. Why on earth did we do that? Because he has just scored the 6th goal for Ipswich and an 11-goal thriller in the Europa League final for us to beat Real Betis. Not Real Betis, Real Sociedad. Look at this, absolutely mental. We scored in the 96th minute. They scored in the 92nd and 95th, 85th and 80th. We scored in the 88th. So from the 88th minute onwards, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals from the 85th minute onwards. What a ridiculous game. But Ipswich are back-to-back European winners. And in the Premier League, we have taken massive strides. We're up to 8th place in the league and of course securing Champions League football for next season. We are 15 points off the magical top 4 and 35 points off that top place with Chelsea getting 95. Florian Balogun this season was fantastic. Joint second in terms of goal scorers. He scored 25 overall and got 3 assists. And other standout performers, the likes of Jamie Gittens, 17 and 9. Eddie Nketiah, 11 and 6. Jaden Philogene, still with 18 goal contributions. Alex Scott with 21. Wharton with 13. Madueke with 12. Super Sammy, he just scored an unbelievable late goal in the Europa League final. Only scored 6 goals all season. Hayden Hackney with 10 contributions. Armstrong Okaflex when he played was great. Archie Brown, 9 assists, potentially taking that left back starting spot as Leif Davis didn't play nearly anywhere near as well as he normally does. But Archie Brown was fantastic. A 7.1 average rating and could be the new starting left back here at the club. And obviously next season we have Champions League football. So we're again looking to see if we can improve this current side. But my God, it has been a meteoric rise for Ipswich with back-to-back European trophies. Once again, if you are enjoying this video, make sure you're smashing that like button because it helps push the video massively. And you guys have got no idea how much the support means here on the channel in the most recent months. I just want to say a massive thank you. You literally are pushing the channel to brand new heights. So make sure you're liking it and subscribe to the channel and join the Kempi army. This competition screen is a little bit mental for Ipswich. We have got 6 competitions to play in this season. So I've gone and signed Marcus Rashford. I know it's a little bit of a weird one, especially as he goes from Manchester United to Arsenal to Ipswich. Never quite got that move to Barcelona that he just got in real life, but at 31 years of age, Marcus Rashford still has all his pace, all his finishing, all his flair, and cost us just £16 million. For 9.5, I brought in Fikayo Tomori from AC Milan, another absolute bargain. Andre Lucas Gudjonsson also joins the club from AA Ghent. Now this one is an interesting one. He has got English nationality. I believe he was born here. I believe he's Ida Gudjonsson's son, I could be wrong with that. So obviously being born while Ardo Johnson was at Chelsea and the likes in the Premier League and now comes in as a rotational striker here. And finally, I've signed my first regen wonder kid from Huddersfield for £23 million, which is a lot, but he looks absolutely fantastic. He's an either-footed right back with great speed, good defensive stats, and decent enough crossing to warrant being our starting right back. And he has in fact gone straight into that starting fullback position, with Leif Davis just about keeping that left back role, but Archie Brown could very well take that as a starter this season. Tamori and Edwards are a centre-back partnership with Trafford in goal, Hackney and Wharton still in DM, Madueke, Scott, Jamie Gittins and Balogun leading the line. Now let's be honest, we were never going to go back to back to back. We ended up getting knocked out in the round of 16 to Real Madrid. Ipswich up against Real Madrid, losing 6-3 on aggregate. I don't think it's that bad, and it's quite impressive to have Ipswich here playing against Madrid using only English players. But the best thing is, we're going to be back in the Champions League next season because we finished in the top 5 in the Premier League. 67 points. We really have, over time, built the squad to be better and better, and seem to have now given ourselves a mainstay in this sort of top 8, which is unbelievable. If we go through the history here at Ipswich, obviously the promotion, 14th, 11th, 13th, 8th, and now 5th. It's a really nice, steady rise, and I'm very proud of the way we have rebuilt this Ipswich side. Even looking in terms of our salary per annum, we are under £100 million still, sitting in 14th place compared to City and Liverpool, now up at 370 and £387 million. We've just finished in 5th place, which is around the £250 million mark. So we are absolutely smashing it. And by the way, Marcus Rashford last season got 18 goals in 43 games overall. A pretty fantastic season considering he's 31 years of age. But if we wanted to attempt to win the Premier League, we needed a superstar up front. So welcome in Micah Biereth, who has turned into England's number 9 at AS Monaco. 16 finishing, 16 decision making, and great speed. While being 6'2", I think Micah Biereth could be the difference maker to making this Ipswich side the best in England. As I mentioned at the start of the rebuild, I wanted to try and find them centre-back regens in general, before anyone else did. Dan Shepherd from Reading, £7 million, played 32 games for Reading last season in League One. Well, guess what? He's coming in here and he's being our starting centre-back. I know it's outrageous. We've got Champions League football and Super Dan Shepherd is going to be in the back line. And Robert Holmes is next up, the £16 million signing from Wolves. He is 20 years of age and he is fantastic. Back-to-back seasons in the Championship, playing a whole host of games, settled into a 6.9 average rating last season, 42 games. If you could do that in the Championship, you can do it in the Premier League. So he comes in here to be our brand new central attacking midfielder. Which means that we are dropping Alex Scott down into the defensive midfield positions with Adam Wharton. Hayden Hackney becomes a rotation option with Cameron Humphreys. Chan and Johnson share the right back roles. Shepherd and Tamori rotate with Edwards and Greaves. Left back, it's Archie Brown now the starter ahead of Leif Davis, Madueke, Gittins, Holmes and Biereth. We've improved massively literally over the last 12 months with Holmes and Biereth, and Rashford as a rotation option. I mean, that says a lot. We have had one player finally through the academy. It's Shea Heritage. He looks decent, good finishing, good pace. We'll see if anything becomes of him. But this season, after back-to-back seasons in the Champions League, can we now win that mighty Premier League trophy? No, we can't. It was actually a shocking season, down in 9th place, but with Europa League football. Because for the first time in this rebuild, the side built purely of only English players wins England's oldest trophy, the FA Cup. Holmes scored the first in this one, and then it was a Micah Biereth masterclass. Adam Wharton, a long-range effort. I mean, that grazed the nipple of Biereth to make it 2-0. And in the 82nd minute, Gittins whips it into the back stick, Balogun knocks it down, and Biereth, a fox in the box, makes it 3-0 in this game against Sheffield United, which makes Ipswich FA Cup winners and gives us a chance to stay in Europe next season. I think it's about time we brought in the cover star. Tyler Dibling has finally joined the club. He has just made his England debut and now joins the mighty Tractor Boys. He played 107 games at Southampton, 114 at Aston Villa, and the £54 million man now joins Ipswich. And I think he could be a real difference maker. The only other major signing we made this summer was a £3.5 million deal to bring in Joe Gomez from Sevilla. There is some others like Eli Harrison being the backup goalkeeper to James Trafford, Mikey Moore becoming a backup winger, and Dwight McNeil also doing the same. Marcus Rashford has already left the club on a free agent deal. Played a little bit last season, but not too much. And he's now off to Turkey to go and join Trabzonspor. So this time, of course, we're in the Community Shield, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Europa League, and the Premier League. And this season, we massively need to improve our consistency if we're going to win that Premier League title. Sadly, for the first time in this rebuild, we lose in a Europa League final as Manchester United beat us 2-1, a 122nd minute winner from Alejandro Garnacho. But we did tick off winning the Community Shield. So technically, the only trophy left to win now is that Premier League trophy. And that wasn't going to be in this season. That probably should have been this season though, as 79 points was the points winning tally. And I can't help but feel it's not going to be much lower than that ever again. 67 points for us. We finish in 5th place, Arsenal in 4th, City in 3rd, Chelsea in 2nd, and Liverpool winning the title. It feels like we've missed an opportunity there to break in and win the Premier League in a season where no one really dominated. For us, Micah Beereth was fantastic. Robert Holmes, 17 and 9. Unbelievable. Jamie Gittins, 24 goal contributions. Madueke with 12. Wharton with 18. Archie Brown with 19. And Dibbling with 18 as well. Dan Chapman at centre-back, coming from Reading. 6.8 average rating. 38 games is brilliant. And yeah, we're close. We've got a few ageing players. The 34-year-old Tamori could be an issue. But other than that, I think we're okay. We've got players in their prime now. Adam Wharton, Alex Scott, Dibbling, Gittins, Micah Beereth, Archie Brown, Jeremy Chan, James Trafford. They're all in their prime. So this is the time to win the league. So I've gone big on 2 free agent deals to take us to that next level. Number 1 is Trent Alexander-Arnold coming in from Al Nassr. He's on £240,000 a week, but he's a world-class talent and a 4.5-star player. Next up, some more goals off the bench. It's Danny Namasso, English and Portuguese nationality after playing at Porto for so many seasons after leaving Reading in 2020. He used to be a top-tier wonder kid in FM. Now he's a 31-year-old bagsman. And finally, Alan Ayling coming in from Wolves, who seem to be able to develop top-tier midfielders. He looks absolutely brilliant, really well-rounded, and is 21 years of age. This is the team going into season number 9, and I absolutely love it. Trafford, Trent, Shepherd, Tamori, Brown, Wharton, Ayling, Dibbling, Scott, Gittins, and Beereth. It is a top-tier English-only side. And I think now we're ready to lift that title. We also signed a young winger/striker from West Brom for £18.5 million. And this guy, I think, could be the difference maker, as he scored 17 goals this season. He grabbed a brace in a 4-1 demolition of Spurs. And we also managed to beat Manchester United 3-0, a brace from Micah Beereth and a goal from Daniel Namasso. We did manage to win yet another Carabao Cup. Super Dan Shepherd with a goal in the first minute and a second against Southampton. But were we going to win the all-important trophy this season? Well, after 9 seasons and only signing English talent, Ipswich Town are Premier League winners. 84 points, a point clear of City and Manchester United, 2 points clear of Arsenal. A proper tight season, but we win it. 8 losses, 3 draws, 27 wins. It's not an outstanding points tally, but we have finally won it. In terms of goals, we scored 78. We only conceded 38, but the most important, points per game, 2.21. Top goal scorer this season, James Reed. Second place, Tyler Dibbling. And third place, Micah Beereth. Our best player, Jeremy Chan, Adam Wharton, Noni Madueke, and Eli Harrison. And the last thing I want to check is if anyone went down in the Ipswich Town record books, because I love seeing this stuff. Luke Wolfenden, a club legend. We've got anyone else? No one else. In terms of icons, it's us. It's Leif Davis, Chef Kikuchi. What a throwback that is. Jamie Gittins goes down. Jason Dozell, Darren Bent, Jaden Philogene, Jeremy Chan. I mean, Philogene here from the very start to the very end, despite only playing 3 games, helped us in the Champions League, etc. But Ipswich Town are Premier League winners using only English players. I've done this in Germany with HSV. If you've not seen that, that'll be linked just there. Let me know the other teams you want me to do this with in Spain, Italy, and Germany. But without further ado, thank you for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll speak to you next time.